Hello everyone, what's up? So, this is actually my second part of my debut stream. For those that actually weren't able to come to my very first stream, that was actually at 9 a.m. of GMT +2. That's actually my time zone. This stream is actually a quick recap of a quick summary of everything. So before starting, I noticed that there was something wrong about my stream. So actually there was someone that was already following me during my stream, but I didn't actually notice because what happened was that I spent my time setting up my alerts so that I could see who is following me, who is going to follow me right now, and etc. And what happened was that the alerts are not working. Quite strange. I think that I'll have to work on and to fix this little problem. Well, so my name is Yoma. I am a PNGtuber. I am a street racer, and my age is actually a mystery, and I was born on the 2nd of March. I speak only 2 languages, which are Italian. Italian is actually my native language, and then I speak English. Now, something that some people maybe did not understand quite clearly is the fact that I'm essentially a self-taught, and everything that I've learned until now is thanks to the listening of YouTube videos, music, TV, movies, every sort of media that you could think of. So that kinda bugged me out, that I was not able to fully explain everything. And another thing is that I'm actually unsure if even chat is working properly right now, because I should visualize everything correctly right now here on my screen. But let's see, I'll make just a quick test right now. It should work properly. Here we go. So my chat is perfectly working fine. Now, first of all, I do not clearly remember who actually followed me, but thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. And another thing is that I really appreciate the fact that some people on Twitter are already retweeting me. And even though I'm a small streamer, I've literally started this morning, at least to me it was a morning. And the fact that I like about the VTuber community, whether you are a PNGtuber, a GIFtuber, or whatever model you prefer to use, everyone is so supportive, and they kinda have some patience. Like, I saw on a Reddit post in the VTuber community that literally said, "Oh, I made my debut today. I'll be streaming this game. Unfortunately, the game speed, the FPS were quite high, and what happened is that the PC of this streamer was actually very low and wasn't able to actually stream that game, so he actually panicked for a second or two, and what happened is that the streamer changed the game, and the whole community that was actually following his streaming completely understood the problem, because apparently if you're a VTuber or any kind of content creator, the scuff is literally part of the content and there's literally nothing that you can do about it. Quite sad, but well, at least I, as a content creator, I'll try to do my very best to improve. And I'm not only talking about my English, because it's something that I talk about on my debut, because I actually talk about the fact that since I'm a self-taught, I am literally taking English classes this very first week, and because of this reason, and because I do not think that I'm actually that proficient in my speaking abilities, I even talk about how I wanted to improve my streams, both on the technical part and even the quality of the content. I realized that right now this may be a issue that it's useless to just bring up out of nowhere, since I'm a newbie, and I think that maybe someone will actually be really understandable that nothing can really be done in just one night or in a matter of few hours. I actually say that just to make my debut today, I had to spend like 5-6 months, counting from the April of this year, which is a lot, and I had to gather a lot of material actually for my stream. Not to mention about, well, my PC, the cooling fan, my mic, some adapter for any of my USB ports, a small second monitor just to see chat and to not having problem at all. I mean, now what someone among you may feel like that you have to spend an insane amount of money just to start streaming, whether you want to be a PNG, a VTuber, content creator, or just be a streamer or a video producer, whatever you feel like that you want to make, of course. But in reality, it's something that I've decided on myself to actually buy all of these things, because, well, in any case, I just stream for fun, just to have fun. Or if of course someone is truly interested about my streams and is willingly, of course, to enjoy his time here, why not? And by the way, I'm a gamer, so even if I didn't actually stream, it's still stuff that I needed to actually game. I think that a thing that I was thinking about is that the VTuber community is so supportive that what I notice on Twitter is that there are actually profiles that are created on the intention of promoting small streamers or people that, like me, are just starters. So that's actually a good thing. And related to this, I noticed some big streamers that they just use a bot on their chat to promote any kind of streamers that just comes in your chat, and their message is like, oh hey, Yoma VTuber is here. Their last stream was about, I don't know, just chatting, and they're great and they're wonderful. It was literally a message like that, and this particular thing happened to me like on a stream like 2 days ago. I was so surprised by that because I don't understand the kindness of the people that actually want to support even small streamers. I mean, I think that they are good people, of course, and I'm grateful actually that there are big streamers that actually want to give a shout out to everyone that is just streaming, has started right now, or some that will actually already have a big fan base, which is great. But it's not something that you really expect, you know? It was for this reason that I think that I was even surprised by the fact that there are even Discord servers that are used to literally promote yourself out there. And in particular, I didn't use these servers because I think that I don't want to be or to look like I'm a selfish person that's, you know, oh, you know, he's a big streamer, he's doing great content. There are a lot of people that probably be looking my post or anything that I could literally post, which could be a video or any media that you could think of, and I'll just be like, oh, you know, I'm here, you can just check my stream and you know, be viewed by as many people as I can. The only thing that I have really done before my debut, I mean, is that I've made several Twitter posts, which some of them are, I mean, all of them are genuine. I mean, I make a comment about something that, oh, you know, I'm the only one that noticed that, so I'll just say it. For example, one thing that happened, I was thinking about my very first Twitter post to promote myself. And before that post, I was actually watching a stream, and it was an Animal Crossing stream, and what I noticed is that there was someone that was able to recreate a replica of a living Corolla A86. I believe it was A86, not RA85. I mean, not the model 85, but essentially a Naturoku. And I know that because it's one of the many cars that are very particular and that can be found sometimes even the initially anime. So I was like, oh, no one noticed that, or oh, I didn't know that you could literally do that on Animal Crossing, since I only saw like some houses, garden. About my English, I was saying before that honestly most of my English is just I just learned everything by watching several kind of media online. Maybe it was my interest on English content creators and what they were actually making, like content that was truly interesting. I think that's my best explanation of it. And the only reason that I'm taking English classes right now is the fact that I would like to improve, but also if I had an actual piece of paper, like a certificate that says you're that good, you have that good level of proficiency in that second language and everyone knows about it, I mean, you even have better job opportunities in general, I mean. But if you can use even those skills and those abilities even to communicate with the people around you, and also on my streams, surely they're helpful a lot, actually, even to prevent any misunderstanding that can happen on your communication with someone else, I mean. And even the fact that you meet with people that, culturally speaking, are different from you, right? I mean, okay, like I'm Italian, right? If I want to meet someone that is not Italian, they surely have a cultural background that it's going to be completely different from mine, okay? So if I were to face them and to actually have a discussion and be like, oh, I'm really interested about this tradition, what you do in your country, what are your typical foods, what are your local foods, and stuff like that. I mean, it's just a cultural exchange between me and someone else. Of course, the more you know, the merrier, right? What? Now, something that I've talked about in my debut stream was the fact that I knew that no one was going to come into my stream, because I'm literally a newbie. I'm literally starting today. Each and every day there are literally a lot of streamers, no matter what kind of streamers we talk about. So the idea that someone is like, oh, I'm really interested about following these person streams, okay, while there's someone else that could be streaming, I mean, a very big streamer. It could be on Twitch, on YouTube, or whatever platform you might use. Why would you choose to follow that streamer that literally started today, right? Instead of, connecting yourself to your favorite streamer and enjoy your time. Of course, this is more a discussion about, oh, you can engage with the public, which is another ability that you can gain even from experience, or if you actually had a past as a content creator. Now, what happened is that in the past I was already a content creator on YouTube. What happened is that I spent so much time creating different kinds of content. I mean, gaming videos. I've literally covered any area that you could think of. But at the end, I always felt that something was missing. Because every time it will be, I'll just make this, but I won't talk at all, because I'm not self-confident about my own voice. So now what you may be wondering about is that, then why starting now? I'm literally starting now because I feel like that maybe right now is the right time to do so, and if I did not start today, I think that I would never have started at all. I think it's the same principle of, if you don't do it now, you'll never do it. It's simple as that. And if you never challenge yourself in doing something, even though you'll be like, oh, you know, I'm not that great, I'm not very good with this, that, and so on, you actually never be able to do anything at all. Of course, IRL stuff can actually prevent you to do some stuff that you actually would like to do. I get it, and it's something that I understood in the very first place. So because of this, I think that I should not limit myself in doing any kind of content creation, and I think that from today I would like to stream, if I can, on a regular basis. In fact, on my Twitter, which I've said, but I'll repeat myself again in case any newcomers are here. There is a link actually down below my stream or my profile. It depends on the device that you're actually using right now. That links literally to my Twitter and to my YouTube VODs channel, where you can find everything that I will write about my stream, projects, or anything related to. One thing that happened before actually starting my streaming, and this was actually something very funny, was a Twitch bug that happened when I visited my Twitch profile page. Okay, so I visited my Twitch profile page, and what happened is that in order to go to Twitch, I had a Twitch profile of another streamer saved on my favorites list, the one that you usually find on Chrome. I mean, that's enough clear. I clicked on the link, and then I got to my channel, and instead of my profile pic, there was actually the profile pic of this another streamer. And I was like, wow, that was really unexpected. Like, I actually did, how to say, well, a photo about it, yes, and I was not sure if to share this or not, because to my understanding, on Twitter or any social media, you can literally be cancelled for anything at all. Sure, sometimes you can be cancelled or be attacked even though you literally didn't do anything at all. And there may be sometimes that actually the person that is attacked is actually guilty of something that they have done, and surely I believe that it will be something wrong they did. That will be the best scenario. But again, attacking people in general is not the best solution at all, so it's a really complicated situation if you want to laugh about something or not, because you can be misunderstood even more, or for a reason. That's what I was actually talking about, my proficiency in English, because if I had to be misunderstood or on a word, okay, that I could say literally right now and my pronunciation would be a little bit scoffed, let's say, someone could literally tweet right now and say, oh, you know, this streamer has actually said that, or they could literally take that particular sentence out of context, and that's actually very sad. Now, I think that for some of the newcomers we should switch to my second panel. You actually go further. So, one thing that I've noticed before explaining my likes or dislikes is that this day, when I made my debut stream, I mentally prepared myself in order to make a good stream, okay? And when I made this stream, I was convinced so much that, alright, I'm mentally prepared. There's nothing to worry about. If there's really no one that will watch your stream, it's perfectly fine, because it'll be like some practice. Moreover, if you never streamed at all, then I have literally pressed the button of start streaming, and literally anxiety has arisen. Like, my level of anxiety have literally become so high that I was actually scared. Not actually scared that my content or anything that I was ready to stream was actually going to be something to be lame or boring, because, you know, if you're a new buyer beginner, no matter how much you try to be professional or look good, there will always be something that will make people click and be like, oh, you know, this guy is just a small chip, he isn't really, you know, that much of a big streamer, or someone that I could be interested to follow. That would be the reason. But again, that wasn't my personal fear. It was actually the fact that when you stream, there's the idea that you get that you are surrounded by invisible people that are literally looking at you on the screen, and they listen to every single word that you say, and you have to be careful about it. Not because you will say something badly, of course. I mean, it's the same kind of fear that you get if you stand up on a stage. You're on the spotlight, like it's a theater, and you're there and you try to talk to the people, and the fact that there are many people that are watching you, even if in my case there were literally known, it's the same fear that gets you to a level that you think that you are gonna get blocked, that you're not gonna be able to talk to the people. Again, I think that this is a problem to those that have the kind of mindset like mine, that it's like, I gotta be a perfectionist, I gotta be the very best, I have to make my very best impression on the people that will likely come to my stream. So it's with that kind of mindset that I think that I've failed. The kind of mindset that be like, I will never fail, but it's because of that mindset that you'll actually fail, because you're not ready to own up to your own mistakes, whatever mistakes there might be, of course, even if it's a small one, when you talk or your stream is actually scuffed because of any technical reason, because you're actually new to use OBS or any program that you could think of, any software. I literally mean that. I think that that's a bit of the process of the experience that you actually try to gain. It's more a matter of time than anything. I mean, that's my honest opinion, and a thing that I like to say is the fact that I want people to take everything that is said, not only by me, I mean, not only by me, but by everyone, everything that they say has to be taken like a pinch of salt. They could say good or bad things, and sometimes the things could be good or bad depending on the time and the situation. Now, back to my panel. So this is actually the panel of my likes and dislikes. Of course, as a street racer PNGtuber, I pretty much like... I love cars. I love cars a lot, actually. If I used to talk about in depth about every single car that I enjoy on many aspects, if you had to consider any, I mean, you could actually say, you know, I like this very specific car because of its looks, and it's very pretty much understandable. Or be like a car enjoyer, an average car enjoyer, because you actually want to look in the very deeply about its specs, like the engine, the brakes, the tires, and everything related. I'm more that kind of the guy. Now, if I were to be asked, what's the car that you surely love? Some of you may actually have an idea of the Hachiroku, which is the Toyota Panda Treno Sprinter GT Apex, which is the car that is used by Takumi in Initial D, which is both an anime and a manga. And by the way, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I'll surely be excited for the anime that is going to portray MF Ghost, which is the sequel of Initial D. I highly recommend, and one thing that I like and I didn't even know is the fact that in the MF Ghost anime, which is going to take again the story of Initial D, instead of the panda Torino that we actually got to grow with love, of course, there's going to be another kind of Achiroku, which is the Toyota GT86. Another kind of car that is particular, and to my understanding it has been promoted by some very different names in very different countries. I believe that, I don't remember if this is actually the name that was... I believe that maybe in America they gave the name of Toyota like a Spirit 86. I don't remember quite well, but I think that the name has been changed in every single country. So like, if you tell everyone, oh, you know, hi, talking about the Toyota GT86, maybe they'll actually understand that this is a different model and it's not related to the same model that has the same name, which is actually crazy if you think about it. Now, about technology, which is something that it's a bit related to, I mean, the stuff that I had to get to stream literally today. It's the fact that some people are so self-centered with the idea that in order to stream you need necessarily to have an high budget, like a 3000 setup. I'm not even talking about the PC, I'm even talking about 3,000 of bucks for like a monitor, a PC, a mic, or whatever it could be useful for you to stream. When I honestly look very deeply about technology, I do not honestly care about the price of technology, but I look more deeply for the quality. I mean, sure, if you had to choose about the quality about a product, I think that you will be choosing not the cheapest one. It depends even on what you're gonna do with it. It depends also if you want it to be something that it will last for as long as it can last, I mean. And of course it also depends on the purpose for why you have actually bought that specific thing. Okay, you actually want to look for something that for its quality it's durable and it's actually efficient. For the manga anime panel, I actually made this very specific selection in the next panel about manga anime, which I'll be talking about in a matter of very little time. I'm a coffee enjoyer. I don't have a particular kind of coffee that I really like, but my favorite one, if I had to choose one, it would be a cappuccino or some black coffee. But I'm very open-minded about any kind of coffee. I mean, coffee in general, I mean, it's more a traditional thing if you think about how some coffee shops were made for the idea that people can gather and can just have normal discussions about any topic, any topic, and this is actually something that was made, even if I remember correctly, in the 18th century, exactly like that. And some people use this opportunity to actually talk about literature and books. So today, surely the culture about coffee has changed, but even so, I think that the idea of taking a coffee with someone is still an idea of interacting with someone, with connecting someone, and having a good communication, of course. Now, if I were to talk about sleeping, I think that everyone enjoys sleeping, but I honestly like to sleep because it's actually a way for me to restore and energy. Like, I gotta be ready for the next day to make sure that I can get through the day. I mean, coffee is not really enough. If I were to drink only coffee, I think that I would hit a limit. I don't know what limit I could ever hit by drinking coffee, but still, I'm still human, even though I'm a street racer and I'm not any kind of, I don't know, animal or any kind of VTuber, so I'm human, actually. I pretty much like sports, a lot. Now, in my past, I was actually an athlete, a professional one. Unfortunately speaking, I had some problems about some injuries that I had in the past that today actually limit me from practicing sports at such a high level. Some sports that I made were like swimming, basketball, handball, some handball, the kind of that you do like if you like swim. I also did some tennis with some professional athletes. I also took some mixed martial arts classes, some kickboxing classes, boxing too, even some bowling, even though it was just, you know, boxing. I think that, I mean, about bowling, sorry, I think that I'll just erase that from the list, because it was actually something that I did, like competition that was very, very silly, and you know, one of those competitions that you do like, oh, okay, you win, so you take some ice cream, here you go from that. So let's not consider that, my bad. About sports, I think that it is also one of the many things that can actually connect many people. But again, I think that it depends on the kind of people that you interact with. I mean, surely if we had to take in consideration, I don't know, the internet, the live streaming, it surely is a way to connect with a lot of people of different cultural backgrounds. So it really depends, you know. And related to this, now on my dislikes, I talk about the classical lost connection, the Chrome dinosaur that you get like the dinosaur to play on your smartphone, your PC, or whatever device you may be thinking of. That's the most irritating thing that could happen to everyone, right? Moreover, if you're used to follow like some big streamers, you follow these streamers, you'll be like, oh yes, so good, they're going to be making like some karaoke, some games with the viewers and so on. And what would happen is that for a moment the stream starts to lag, and it kinda pisses you off. Like you wonder, why to me? Why this just happened to me? And it is one of the very reasons, because it is one of the many reasons that led me, before making my debut, to decide that I want to stream, but I need a strong internet connection. I don't want to suddenly lose my stream because, oh, you know, my bad, error 404. And I have literally spent some time just to get my Ethernet connection installed, I mean, because it wasn't really in my house. And one of the many things that I did not thought about, but it just happened, is the fact that since I dislike sunlight, so I'm literally a gamer, I'm literally describing the nature of a true gamer, okay? I literally live in a condo where I don't get that much of sunlight, so it's actually pretty comfy, at least to my view. I don't really hate to the most extended level sunlight in general. I mean, some sunlight even during summer is actually fine. You actually get some fresh air and you go out and you be like, you know, it's actually very fun. I get to go out, I get to change my routine, and it is one of the many reasons for which you think those times can be enjoyed very easily, because you're not into a process of, like, you know, to be in a rush. Because today it's like you have to be very quick about everything that you do, to the point that it literally burns you out, that at that point you don't even have time for yourself, like some quality time, to just go and be like, I want to spend my time to just doing this thing. I mean, everyone has his own hobbies. You may have a thing for drawing, making some art, make some sports, as I've said earlier, just going out, make a trip, taking a stroll, or just getting out with some friends or whatever. Of course, since I'm a PNGtuber, I don't have friends. Sorry, bad joke, my bad. And related to the thing that it was actually something that I have repeated obnoxiously, I think, about language barriers, the fact that since there is a language barrier, sometimes it is very difficult to communicate with people. Moreover, if you talk a language that you're not confident about, that you're not a native speaker, so it's also another reason for me to just improve, to get going, and to get through to the next day, and to just have someone to talk to. Of course, I'll also appreciate the people that, even though they don't want to talk at all, I mean, they're just having a fine time, they're enjoying their time, they're having their time. Even some silence sometimes is actually good. I mean, I believe that there are some people that would like to have, I mean, according to a study that I've read, like not like long ago, that some people actually want to be friends with people that are very, very silent. Like, they do not enjoy talking a lot. Instead, they just want to chill, vibe. The same kind of behavior that someone would have if you just go and you be like, I want to enjoy some time in the park, touching grass, or whatever you want to do. Now, I would like to go to my first panel. I was talking about the games and music. I mean, I'm talking right now. The games that I have enjoyed, I think, are those games that I was able to enjoy even though I didn't really have that much of money at the time. And those games are the games of Metal Gear Solid, which is really a great classic made by Hideo Kojima, of course. Also, I pretty much enjoyed Halo games, but the one that kinda led me to some letdown, it was the 5th game, the Halo 5, that it was not well received by the community. That's what I was able to understand. Of course, if someone is actually able to explain to me the exact reason, sure, because I did not have the chance to actually play Halo 5. I enjoy a lot arcade as a genre and as a game in general. I mean, those are the kind of games that you can find around. Even if you don't have a console, you just go out to your house, you just go to, I don't know, somewhere, and you can kind of enjoy classic games. Like, if I had to think about now, my very, very first arcade games that I played was actually the Pac-Man and then the Mortal Kombat. Dante's Inferno is actually one of the games that I've discovered like casually. I didn't know anything about this game, I was not interested about it, and I kinda just bought it like because it was very, very cheap. Like, I believe this game is from 2010, and I bought it like 4-5 years ago, and at the time the price just kinda got a little bit cheaper, and then I just decided to buy it, and I did not regret at all. Like, I played the game, I'm an enjoyer of mythology, any kind of mythology, and everything related also to La Divina Commedia. And I think that it was the first time that actually I see a work that was given the right, how to say, it was given the right representation on the screen, any kind of big screen, I mean, because surely the hell part is always the funniest one, while the purgatory and the paradise one, I kinda agree, because I actually read the entire work, is actually very, very boring, like a lot. And then I can also say that I am an enjoyer of classic Nintendo games, and recently I've played for my very first time Assassin's Creed as a game, and I was always interested about playing this game, but I never actually had a chance to do so. About the music, I enjoy a lot Eurobeat. Eurobeat is connected to my love of cars, is surely connected to my love of anime, especially to Initial D, and I think that to me, Eurobeat, actually there is only one rule that applies. This one rule actually applies to every Eurobeat song that you'll ever listen to. Sometimes there are literally songs that you'll be like, I need to listen to this just one more time to understand if I really like it or not. But generally speaking, if that song is categorized as part of the genre of Eurobeat, you'll surely like it. I mean, I'm sure that I'll surely like it, but I don't know if you're the kind of guy that you'll just enjoy that kind of genre, of course. Anime openings and endings, most of them are actually good and even great music, not gonna lie. And I actually love a lot the French band music of Onlap. I think that they actually make very good music, and they're actually trying to improve themselves by covering some songs. Like I saw this song that they made from Linkin Park, which is Numb, and they actually did a pretty good job. Not gonna lie, it's never gonna be to the same level of the original song, of course, but it's still a starting point to kinda change the music genre that you play as a band. And then my favorite is Man with a Mission, that I started to love because of the graphics that were visualized in one of their music videos that I don't really recall right now. And it was similar to a Devilman game that unfortunately doesn't exist at all. But if a game of that kind was ever to be made, I would actually buy it if my wallet wasn't actually that light. To go with my fourth panel, now this is actually the anime and manga that I enjoy the most. I talked about the anime that I enjoyed the most, like the Berserk one, 1996, good. We talked about the Netflix one, it was bad. I mean, even more than that. I think that the only thing that made it good was the choice that they made for each and every soundtrack that they decided to use, and it was actually a very fine choice. Only on the music part I'm talking, but if I had to decide based on the visuals that were used, I think that it will be my very first time to see some CGI that was applied in a very wrong way. Of course, of Berserk, I also say that there are also the movies that were made, the animated movies that are actually good, but I do not consider them a lot. I take more in consideration the 96th one, because it actually tries to portray the darkness that is presented, and that's even the reason because I actually like even the Berserk manga version. I enjoy, of course, Devilman, which is another manga that I've read almost all of it. The only part that I did not read at all was the Devilman Saga, which is canonically speaking the last arc that has to be covered and actually ends the whole story. I also have some short stories that are canonically part of the original story. I actually have followed part of the Violence Jack arc, and I also have a little box for some manga about the dark side of Devilman. That will be the title. Of course, sometimes I realize that there are some titles that are changed, even if only a bit, in each and every country. And I cannot say how much I was disappointed when they made the translation from Japanese to Spanish and then Spanish to Italian. And everything, of course, was so very wrong, because from the original translation to the Spanish one, and then you get a translation from the Spanish one to the Italian one. I think that no matter how much you try to translate, there's this kind of thing where you get to lose some of the importance of the words that are actually used. Death Note, of course, is actually top notch. About the manga I'm talking about, if we talk about the anime, of course only the first 25 episodes are actually good. The other, I actually consider that they're pretty much garbage, is my opinion. I'm sorry. I mean, there's not really much that I can say. The first time that I watched it fully and I didn't know anything about manga, sure, I loved it, all of it. But if I had to give an opinion today, that's it. That's really my opinion on it. Chainsaw Man, it literally speaks on itself. It doesn't really need any presentation, you all know it. Right now there is the anime made by Mappa. It's actually very, very good. And if I talk about anime, sure, Evangelion is another classic that is followed by a lot of people. Dororo is actually another anime that was portrayed very, very good, but I think that I would like to take in consideration again the original work made in manga. Initially, of course, I think that I fully explained myself. I don't want to be obnoxious or annoying. And then I have Full Metal Alchemist. I prefer the first one, not the Brotherhood one, but they're both great, good, and they get to the point. And then, yeah, great teacher Onizuka, great manga, and actually it portrays society in a way that I don't see it was made by a lot of people. They kinda display perfectly the society that, at least this was said by a lot of content creators, Japanese one I mean, that they perfectly portrayed the current status of school or society in general that there is in Japan. But I think that it actually portrays a little part of how everything is going to develop in today's standards society. Even though I admit that there are some parts where the main character actually makes some lewd jokes or actually tries to make very, very dark or bad jokes, but it's that those are jokes that are made to the idea of the philosophy that you have to get this life where you don't have to worry about every single thing and to not overthink about everything, to just live your life. It's essentially the meaning, the message that it is trying to communicate. Now, I freely express myself deeply about my goals, but I've said about the improving part, I've said about, you know, the idea that I want to know people, I want to meet them. If I can talk to them, pretty much I'm fine, even though I'm not very good with social relationships. I know I'm not meaning anything serious, of course. I mean social relationship, like talking with people. If I can have good memories with any of my viewers, no matter who are they or where are they from, sure. And if I can make your days better, or I can actually entertain you, why not? And if I can receive any feedback, I mean in general, sure. I'm also open to criticism, sorry. So yeah, if I mean, it could be even be this very stream, or it could be any stream that I will make in the future. If you want to suggest anything, I'm here. At least in this way, I think that a lot of viewers, I mean, I identify myself as a viewer too, because I still watch a lot of live streams. I also want to support the streamer, and I want to make sure that is doing good with his content and with his own personal life, like as a persona, of course. That surely there is a difference between the culture that is portrayed to the stream and the person that there is actually behind the screen, but I think that you actually get what I'm trying to say. Another thing that I was talking about is that when I was actually talking about the process of spending money, I saw people that they do not know how to actually start being a VTuber, or what to do if you want to be one. I realized that if you're an artist, maybe life or making your model alone, it's a bit easier. But if we talk about those that do not have any artistic skills of any genre, like for me, for example, because I actually tried myself to make my own model, the solution would be to commission someone, an artist, to make your model. And it's because of this sole reason that I think that for an affordable price, and also if you actually want to start, and be sure to experiment if it's something that you could enjoy, you can actually go for a model that is actually very cheap, and understand if you actually want to be a streamer, even though you don't know if in the future it could actually be your profession. It's of course unknown to you right now, but the fact that you're already trying means that maybe you have a possibility to make it. That is why I'm also giving a lot of credit on Shorsi. She's the artist that I have commissioned for my model. You can find her on Twitter, on Instagram, on both socials. You can actually find the link to her Fiverr profile. That's where I actually commissioned. I found her out of nowhere. I did not find her on socials, I did not find her anywhere. I've literally opened the page on Fiverr. I literally searched for PNGtuber. Sorry, my throat is a little dry. Let me drink a moment. I'm back. Sorry. My throat is starting to hurt a little. I never actually tried to speak a lot in English like that, like this. So maybe that's why. Anyway, as I was saying, I did not spend a lot to commission Jersey. So for another reason, if you enjoy my model, you would like to be a PNGtuber in order to start, since an actual VTuber model can actually cost a lot and it's not cheap. Let's realize that behind the art and then the rigging. You can commission shares. I actually spent very little, at least to me. I spent like about 40 bucks to actually get this PNG model, which came to me to express. Wait, no, I mean I'm using two expressions right now. The one that you see that now is lighting up, and the one that is dark when I'm not talking, like right now, as you have seen now. It came to me with six, if I remember, six expressions. One with happy, not happy, closed eyes, not closed eyes, mouth open, mouth not open, and so on. And I actually found that she's an artist to work with that was very understanding of the things that I want them to make. As I've said on my debut, I've literally wrote a full page on Word. I've literally made a drawing, and I literally said, you know, I want my character to look like this, to have the color of my eyes like that. I want to have this jacket, this sweatshirt to be like these areas, to be of this color, and so on. And she was even faster, at least to me, of course, respect the time that the artist wants to have in order to make your commission. Was actually able to make my model in so much short time, and even beyond my own surprise, it was, and it is actually, a very great model that I do enjoy, and that I find that it represents myself fully. Maybe if you're watching me right now, you can say that I do not maybe recall a Street Racer, but that's the character that I've decided to play. Or unless I'm actually a Street Racer, but who knows. Well, I think that I don't really have No, wait. Actually, I have other things to say. It's just that they were not coming up to my mind right now. I was actually surprised by something that I was seeing on Twitter. But it was something that was addressed in many socials. Many streamers, whatever kind of streamers that you want to think about, they were like graduating. If you don't know what I'm talking about, essentially the graduation terminology is used to say that someone is retiring from their own activities as a VTuber. Generally speaking, it is used in the VTuber community. But of course, I think that a lot of streamers, like normal streamers, those that do not use any kind of model, are using the same terminology. So that's the general meaning of this word that is used. And a lot of people were speculating like why they are leaving the streaming world. I've seen a lot of drama on Twitch and on YouTube because of the way that they actually treat streamers, of their wage perhaps, and other kinds of problems that are affecting especially big and also small streamers. There are a lot of reasons that I may not know since I'm new, and I don't think that since I do not fully know the matter of these phenomenon, let's call it like this, the only thing that I can say is that it is sad to see that your favorite content creator is retiring, is not going to stream anymore. But the best thing that you can do is to know that you have good memories of them, that you actually were able to experience some happiness, some joy from what they were doing. And I think that leaves a good mark on the kind of streamers that they were. If they left a good impression, I think that they will always be stuck with you, and you'll be like, I remember this streamer, it was very good, he was actually able to entertain me to this point that I will also remember what he actually said or did in the stream. I think that's a big sign when someone actually makes it. One bug that I don't know if I actually say this. I don't want to say again something that I've already said, but what happens is that wait, I have already said this, sorry. I do not want to repeat myself, I don't want to be boring, but I think that I do not have anything else to say. But to whoever has come to the stream or has just stayed, I want to thank you for your time, for your patience, because I know that you could have chosen many streamers to watch, and some of you could have just decided to just not stay here, instead just go watch other people. Of course, you're free. I will never force anyone to watch my content. Of course, if you're here, it's because you actually enjoy what I'm making or you're actually interested, but I would never force you. That's the main point. I would be no entertainer in any way if I did that. Of course, if any of you enjoyed my streamer, you can actually follow me in order to get to my next stream, in order to actually interact with me. If you're interested, you can actually share my Twitch profile to any of the people that you know, so that you would recommend me. You can actually find on my profile, even on the social section, my links to Twitter and my YouTube. YouTube is a social that I will use, primarily speaking, for now, to post every single VOD. A VOD is actually a registration of a stream that was made. For example, right now, if I stop this streaming, the whole stream that I did is I'm going to actually upload the entire stream, this entire stream, to YouTube, so that even in the future you can actually view it without any problem at all. Twitter instead is a social that I use only to actually update my schedule, which is actually up there now. I don't know if I can show you already right now my schedule, but okay, anyway, I don't think that I really need to show you my schedule, but I'll say it right away. I plan to make my next stream on Friday. Now, to me, it will be let's see, the 28th Friday, see? The 28th of Friday of October of the exact month. And I plan to stream Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, which is part of the Metal Gear Sega games, but according to the original source, it is not actually entirely canonically speaking part of the story. You can actually consider it half of the story. You can either decide to integrate the story of Metal Gear Rising into the Metal Gear Solid entire plot, or you can just decide to think of the game as a separate part of the story, like as if nothing of those events really happened. But anyway, if you're interested, you will find me streaming on this same Friday at 9 AM, about 9 AM. Wait, it should be 9:15 AM. Yes, that is the time of my time zone, which is actually GMT +2. I think that I've made myself enough clear, and I think that it will actually end the stream. Again, I want to thank everyone that has come here, that was here to support my stream. I hope to see you in the future, and I think that we can end here. Well, let's see you next time, okay? Bye bye.